Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Saturday to you all. Welcome back to another round. I'm here with just some quick thoughts on last night's episode of Ready to Love's spinoff, Make a Move. I hope you're joining me today. If not, and you're watching this on a replay, please go ahead and leave a like, share, subscribe, and your comment down below. And if you're here today, you already know what to do. Go ahead and click that love for your girl. Let us know that you're here with us. Come on in. Hello, hello, hello. And yes, Miss Pretty Amazing is pure carnage. Okay, baby. I'm just going to give some quick thoughts on some key points on the episode, not the full breakdown. Of course, we'll do that as a live panel on Monday on Kojo's channel, Little Black Book 91. So you'll meet me over there. If not, of course, it'll be streaming over here from his platform. So we'll be all together there. Hey, El Cid. Hey, hey, hey. I don't know if you want to come up, El Cid. I'm just giving some quick little overshares of some stuff. Really quick, like seriously quick today or whatever. But I'll send you the link if you want to come up. Actually, let me see if I can put it. Let me see if I can put it here in the. Oop, that's not the right button. Let me figure it out real quick. Let me read first. All right. You good? Okay. All right. All right. You good. You good. Anyways, I'm here real quick just to get some brief overview. Of course, I got to start off with I'm going to start off with the Ashley and STORMI of it all. I rest my case. If you guys go back to Kojo's channel, y'all see that I said it there. STORMI was not the bad guy. I won't say that she not played a role in it all. I'm not going to say she's totally innocent, but I will say she is not the bad guy in the situation. Okay. I'm not about to say Ashley is a bad guy in the situation. However, since the show is about Ashley, everything is about Ashley. Ashley should have did more in that moment. Okay. She definitely blindsided STORMI. Talked about STORMI in a way behind her back, and then sat up on this here reunion stage and proceeded to be, hey friend, hey, this my girl, this, that, and the third, and stuff like that. No, keep that same energy. Keep that same energy you have from her during the show, and tell her how you feel right now. Tell her that you feel some type of way about how she was moving. And one thing I do not care for about Ashley is because she said this several times during the show, but we do know from what we've seen, it's a problem. She keeps saying that she's not intimidated by women and all of these things. But if you're not intimidated by a woman and her body, why is the first thing that come out your mouth is she had her boobs out? She had her butt this way, that. Her boobs wasn't even out. Child, she had this much of cleavage showing. She got boobs. Where are they supposed to be? You know what I'm saying? She's supposed to be in a oversized coat and just totally covered up from head to toe, and all you see is her eyes. I don't know what you want. Okay, I didn't even really see a problem. From the time I told y'all before, I did not see a problem. Hey, Kiki. Hey, Tina. Welcome on in. I did not see a problem with what the heck was STORMI was wearing. And if there was a problem, I looked at STORMI and I said, oh, girl, let me try to go change. You know what I'm saying? Like, what it is, what it is. However, Ashley likes to tell us that, this is her personality. She got a big personality. It's about me, all of this. So if it's about you, why in that moment did you shrink? If you're always voicing your thoughts, because all through this reunion, when it wasn't on you, you voiced your thoughts. You had something to say. You had a face expression. You were there. You was all up in Cherie's segment. You was all up in this person's segment. Now it's about you and you have nothing to say. I'm going to put it up here, Elle, but I ain't going to say it because it's been said already so many times. For you to have mentioned what she was wearing as if it was a problem lets me know that you are not confident around other women. It's okay. Not all of us have that. Not all of us are secure enough with ourselves. I got my days where I'm looking at my homegirls and I'm like, damn, I did not get it right. I didn't get the memo, y'all. I told you, I ain't the best with makeup. It's going to be what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? But I've also learned to love myself enough to be okay with how I present. And one thing for sure, I'm going to be comfortable before anything. So y'all see me in my Sealy twist right now, and I'm loving these things right now. Y'all can't tell me no different. I ain't about to do. Child, my hair is giving something that I ain't never gave before, and I'm loving every bit of it. Okay, so you gotta learn to love yourself how you show up. You got nothing to say. It be like that sometime. Okay, it be like that. I've show y'all pictures where I ain't never dressed the occasion. So for Ashley to sit up on the stage and try to tell us I ain't gonna show up and show out at your bar mitzvah, and I ain't gonna sit here and be at your wedding in a sparkly dress, girl, please, you give me the type that you're gonna do it, because you couldn't sit quiet through none of the segments that didn't deal with you in this moment. So for me, this is my opinion. Ashley was given a lot of fake up there. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I could see why Sharice was feeling a lot of ways or whatever, is because I can't really trust you in this moment. I can't really, you know what I'm saying? And it's made it seem like everybody's still trying to jump on STORMI, like STORMI did something wrong. STORMI came and did her job. She vetted that man regardless of the fact. If he was flirting with her and showing you, he showed you who he was. But what you go and do, you still chase after that man. And granted, if you wasn't sitting next to Dawn on the stage, I feel she would have chased after this man some more. Do you know what? I don't know if I'm on the block party. Really don't care. I'll bring chips. They gonna block me. It's gonna be whatever. You know what I'm saying? So far, I don't think I'm on anybody block party. But then also, you're gonna have to find me, because I'm not about to reach out to you to get blocked anyway. So don't really care. Don't really care. Don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But it was to me, it was a little bit unfair to STORMI, because she had no clue. They blocked Aries. Lord Jesus. Everybody getting blocked this season. They gotta protect their peace, okay? They gotta protect their peace. That's what it is. Listen, okay. As far as Thurston, oh damn, Aries, who blocked you? Well, you know what? It's probably all of them, huh? All of them but Sharice. Sharice a Leo. She don't care, okay? Sharice don't care. She'll be like, you say what you got to say, and I know me. You know what I'm saying? But as far as Thurston, oh yeah, Zadia going around blocking everybody, baby. I probably on there. If she find my page, I probably on there. But that's all right. I ain't blocked by her best friends. So, as far as Thurston goes, I can't pronounce his name right anyway, so his name gonna be Thurston. He was up there for the check. Now, this is the irony of it all. Everybody screaming, Vern screaming how Tabari up there for a check, and this person up there for a check, and that person there for a check, and that Cameron was only here for the check, and all this stuff like that. Meanwhile, the one who was there for the check was Thurston, and he said, "Listen, I'm only here so I don't get fined. I ain't got nothing to say." I think that's why he was mad, Aries, because I was kind of like, why he's so mad up here, though? Because I don't think nobody really said anything bad about Thurston. Ashley was still chasing him, so she wasn't about to say nothing bad about him. So I was like, why are you so mad? I guess them checks didn't clear the way he wanted them to clear. So he was like, this was a waste of my damn time anyway. You know what I'm saying? It cost me more to cash the check than to go ahead and make the check. So my guy was mad. I was not sure as the reason why, because he didn't want Ashley. He didn't want to be there. I didn't understand why he was so hot. Now, I ain't saying he had to say nothing, because He ain't said much the whole season any damn way, so we wasn't gonna miss much. However, I just was confused on why he was so pressed. Oh, so that's why he. Oh, so he definitely was there. Like, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Okay, well, he like run me my money and I'm gone because I only came to pick up my check. My guy was like, I came to pick up my check. Okay. Ooh, child, that's a good question. Do I think Cam kept? No, I don't think that's the only reason. I mean, Cam is about his money. So I will say that, but I don't think that's the only reason he kept coming back, because as we start to piece all the things together, it sounds like he was doing a lot to make the girls feel at home while he was there, to keep them entertained. Of course, we don't know, but we suspect that him and Zadia was a lot closer than, was said on there. So I don't think it was just the check for Cam. I think there was more reasons, but I also do feel like Cam was like, listen, I'm making more money elsewhere, so I want to do those things too. He gonna collect his checks. Okay. One thing he gonna do is collect some checks. So yeah. That's what Tay, I'm confused on why my brother was so hot. I was confused. Aries, this is what everybody from just about every season has been saying, that it cost them more between the outfits that they had to buy, the makeup, travel, all of that. It was a lot. I knew my girl's gonna call as soon as I get on here. Hold on 1 second. T, I'm gonna call you right back because I just started live. Okay. I got you. All right. Yeah, for everybody, every season, everybody pretty much say that is, y'all make more money outside of the show than y'all do this. And I'm not surprised. Listen, I told you, I've been on sets before, from everything from an actress to, your actual role. Actress, extra to your actual role. So like, them extra checks be long hours. And sometimes it'd be like, I done paid for gas just to get here. Like, that's what I'm doing. Like, I came just to hang out, really, because at this point I didn't really make much off of it, so you got to be in it for the love. I do too. I want to know, it must have been something else said, because he was hot. And he kept saying he don't have to explain himself. He basically was like, that's for Donald to do. I don't know if y'all caught that, but he was like, that's for Donald to do, explain himself. So I suspect, this is my opinion, have no clue, I feel like Ashley must have chewed his head off on a phone conversation or text or something. She must have gone on in, she off camera or whatever, stuff like that, because my man was hot and was like, yeah, I'm not about to do this. I ain't got nothing else to say. She said what she had to say and I'm good. Let her believe whoever she want me to be. So Elle said, we're not going to do this today. It's a happy Saturday. We're not going to leave. Tommy ain't even part of this show. We're going to leave Tommy to get his healing, finish his cancer healing, okay? We're going to pray him the best, baby, all right? Now, shoot, Tommy's shoe game is a little expensive, so I don't know how much they paying. They can't pay the cash because Tommy was making the money for the shoes, okay? Can't pay the cash and Tommy. That's just too much. The budget's just not working, all right? Them turtlenecks and all them things. Them turtlenecks cost a penny, okay? I know his shoe game. I'll be seeing it. He makes sure that foot be all the way up there in the camera like this. You know what I'm saying? So I know that shoe game is off the chain. And he be having them turtlenecks up to here in the heat. So, that means he got to have a cool trailer to go back to. So, Tommy budget kind of messed up the cast budget a little bit, maybe that's why we got this host now. Another quick opinion of the thing, I feel like it was too much estrogen on the stage. Me personally, it was so many people talking at one time. I couldn't hear nobody. When people needed to explain their side, they couldn't get a chance to explain their side because everybody was jumping in with their personal thoughts and their opinions and got the host over there talking about they triggered and stuff. It's like, bruh, this ain't about you. Y'all all pulling an Ashley right now. Calm down. Jesus, calm the heck down. The two people that had the most beef between the twinks, the two of them, the whole season was the most quiet on the stage. Zadie and Charisse was the most quietest on the stage when it came to this half. Because I mean, everybody had something to say. Eric, you want to jump up here for a second? Let me know, and I'll send you the link if you want to. But everybody had something to say, and it was just like exhausting. I was exhausted because y'all know I like to initially listen to it really before I really sit down and watch and see who's talking. And so I couldn't keep up on who was talking. It was just too much. It was too much. There's a link, Aries, right there for you. It was way too much, child. I got a little headache. Because it was just too many women piping up at one time. And sometimes this is why you can't tell everything this is a prime example of why you just can't share every detail of your relationship to your girlfriend group. You got to pick one or two and talk to them separately out the group. You can't have the whole group chat chiming in on your relationship because everybody like to bring their little personal little bit to the relationship. And it was just too much. And they'll have you in confusion. Because I'm sorry, there's some bitter Bettys that was sitting on that stage. There were some bitter Bettys that was sitting on that stage. And because they didn't walk away with something, they had something to say about everybody. Because of whatever Thurston and Ashley had going on, Burns, this not your moment, sis. Don't pop up. If that man want to walk off, that's his thing. He might be childish, he might be petty. We could say all of those things that he is in that moment, but we don't know why he's checking his temper to walk away the way he is. The man said he ain't got nothing to say. Something happened. Something transpired. I'm sorry. Because usually a person want to clear their name or whatever and stuff like that. But when you get a person to that stage of where they don't even want to clear their name, they just rather walk away, something went down. That to me, I don't know. How you feeling, mama?
Hey, girl.
What's going on?
I just walked back in the house. I was like, what you on here talking about?
Just some quick thoughts on the episode.
Girl, Lord Jesus. Hold on, I want to see the comment. Did I sign in with my YouTube? I didn't sign in with my YouTube. Girl, yes, it was stressing me out. Like I be getting stressed out. Like you were talking about the estrogen. It was too much. Everybody chiming in on everybody's stuff. Like, relax. You have your own stuff that you could focus on. Like we have enough topics for everybody to pass around. So I feel like that was the part that was just like I would have been like Charisse. I probably just would have been sitting there just waiting to see what y'all about to talk about. And like it would have been very hard to not address people chiming in on the business. That was the biggest. I'm like, y'all calm down. Like everybody got advice for everybody else but themselves. I'm like,
everybody got something to say, but when it's their turn, they just sitting there like,
Right. I'm like, but Kirsten, I want to know what is the tea on him. Like, I just want to hear his perspective. That's all. Like, I don't care what he says. I just want to know exactly what you are. It's just something we're missing something. It's kind of like, so on the show, like when they don't want you to meet up outside of the show during filming, it's because they're going to miss the story, right? Like if y'all get into an argument, kind of like how it was in the other seasons. After those seasons, they started saying, do not meet up outside of the show because it was so much drama happening off of camera that they would miss it when y'all come on camera and your energy is off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, what happened? Like, and obviously at this point when they're at the reunion, they've already been off of filming for probably a month or two.
Sorry.
They probably have been, had already finished filming like a month or two before that. So anything could have happened within that time frame before. But yeah, I felt like, the STORMI part, I felt for her there because when you get to the reunion, that's your first time seeing any clips of anything. Like you've been just there doing whatever and you don't know what's edited or what's going to be shown on the screen. So at that point, they hadn't seen the show. You know what I mean? So Kirsten's sitting there, and that's the part that I didn't like. They didn't address was that after she said we talked for a long time afterwards, and you did not mention being mad, being frustrated, nothing. And then like when she sees her in the the confessionals and the other scenes, and you're talking crazy, she was like, I was mad at you when she was saying it on stage. You trying to sit next to me, cozy up next to me, and then be saying I was mad at you. That's why I was saying that. Back up. Hold on a second. Like, what's that? What is this?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, just keep that same energy because you come on like cuddling, like, hey friend, like ha 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 ha, like we cool.
Right. And because you can tell she thought they were cool the way she came out. Like she's like, hey, like I'm here as your friend supporting or whatever. And what I was told was that when she walked off on the date, she didn't walk off like I'm mad, y'all got me hot. They called the producers called her away. So when STORMI and him kept talking, they were just keeping conversation going because she was going to do something with production. And then when you see it back, it's looking like she stormed off the date, or whatever. And we're like, that's not what happened. Like, we were just sitting there like, okay, so that's funny. That's crazy. This is hilarious. Like, we're here. The cameras are still in our face. Like,
and then when you watch that little
go ahead.
I'm sorry. When you watch that little segment at the end of it, they kind of get awkward because it's like, when she coming back, like the conversation just wasn't keep flowing when they was going. They kind of just got quiet and was started looking around. Like,
what are we supposed to talk about now? Whatever. So I don't know. I still feel like she didn't really. I don't feel like she really flirted with him. In my personal opinion, the way that I because I look at all these shows totally different now. Like after being on it, it's like so many factors to it, and she could have just been trying to spark up conversation. She could have been just like, that might have been her way of complimenting him, being like, oh, you got a brother, he, whatever, just saying little things. But like, I don't know. I just feel like it was a little
but
more.
Even in that moment when she said that comment, she was like, we'll talk about that later.
Right.
She was trying to ring it back into being about Ashley or whatnot. So I'm just like, that was confusing. And then as Ashley continues during this reunion and how we seen her on the show, you ain't never really piped down when you had an audience. So why you was so quiet then? And now you telling her in this moment, oh, when you see me quiet, you should know something wrong.
Like, you're a grown up. We shouldn't have to do all that. If I sat there and had a conversation with you fully and we were cool, how am I supposed to know that you're mad? Like, and at that moment, I'm supposed to be doing the talking. That's why I'm here. I'm here to be your advocate. You should be sitting there saying nothing, because I'm like, so let me see who this type of dude is. And hey, maybe him flirting is me helping you. Now, when we get done, you see how he was talking? Did he sound like he was like, you never know what the strategy was. Now, I'm not trying to make no dude flirt with me to show you anything, but all that stuff is telling, you know what I mean? So it's like, you're supposed to be able to let them sit there and talk. My plan on my dates was like,
yeah,
let me y'all, I've been talking to the dude. I know who they are. So like, you need to be asking the questions. Let's see how they do with y'all, So
and the funniest thing to me was like, okay, so we spent our time in Jamaica together, whatever, and say we come back and I'm like telling you to, vet this guy for me. Off that little bit of time that we spent, you supposed to know me.
Right.
That well that when I'm quiet,
exactly,
it must be a problem and stuff. It's like y'all not even the best of friends for me to know you, to know that if you quiet, it's a problem.
Because now I gotta be like, first of all, I really hate those type of friends though, where you be like, "Are you okay? Do you need like you got to check on their temperature all the time?" Unless we've been friends forever, and I see you totally like in the corner being, off.
Mm-hmm.
That's different. You're like, "You okay?" But I don't want to have to babysit you and your feelings like all the time. That's kind of weird. And Stormy said that it wasn't even like that tight.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying. Like me and your relationship is like we not the we
Right.
cool. We haven't hung with each other to know each other like fully fleshed out. That's something that I reserve for like my best friend or somebody I've been knowing for years because I watched them in different environments to know how they
Yeah.
are. But me and you just been on a show together,
Right. We
and
don't
that's been
hang out. We don't. Yeah, because most of the people, you're not like spending that much time together, and I don't think they spent that much time together, even when you see them on the show. Like,
right
or even in the same scenes, like
now.
that.
If it was Camille and Zadia, I would
That'd
say
be
because we know for sure that these two people from the show time they were on the show to after the show to now they actually are around each other.
real friends,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So it's just like I know that, but it's
And
we
the
do.
energy was just again on 10. That's the part that I can't take, and that's just my personal style. Like when someone's like, "What's this? What's going on?" and it's like you were going in, like, "No, let me tell you, about to go off on the host," because they're like, "Can you like?" You're like, "No, let me finish." It's like, but I don't even know you're. I'm just discovering you're mad right now. Like your energy towards me is off, and then you get mad when I walk away. Don't chase me now.
That was the funniest too. Is like, no, let me finish. But did you let Sharice? Did you let anybody else on this platform finish? You interjected on everybody.
Yeah, it was too much. And I'm not saying that she's a bad person or none of that. I don't know any of these people personally. I'm going off of what I see on the screen just like everybody else. But I just know my own style. Like it's just certain personalities that that would bother me like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of you got a lot of energy, not just for your own storyline, for everybody else's storyline too. It's just a lot. And I hope that, and I think the best thing that people can do is really look at themselves on here and really say, how did I show up?
Yeah.
And is that how I want to show up instead of being in denial about what everybody else is commenting on what we're seeing, being like, I really like that. Because I feel like the growth that I've made in my life over the years, where I used to be a hothead too. People can't believe that today, because I'm so calm and relaxed. But I used to really be like ready at all times. And so like it took me hearing myself on it was a video, but I was only hearing myself on the audio part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, that's ugly. Like the way I was talking, I said, I don't like that. Like what I need to do some stuff. So that was me taking personal accountability for what I was hearing myself do. And then I started looking for when I would do that behavior. It takes time. Like you can't just people talking about, oh, you've healed and all that. What are we healing the right stuff? Because maybe it's another thing that's triggering, some of this behavior it's just wild because you're just doing it with everybody. It ain't just relationship stuff. This is like you just doing it with everybody.
Yeah. And I hear you, Dee Dee, saying that she was calm with Zadia and she thinks certain people will she will lend herself to hear. She believes that Vern and Zadia brings a common energy to Ashley's ADHD. Um, I'm gonna put it like this: it's a respect level. She respects them a little bit enough to tone it down a little bit, but if you pay attention through the whole show, everybody's segment, she had some movement, she had some face expression, she had something to say. It didn't matter who it was. When Zadia was dealing with Kim, is that pictures? Is it what it like? It's always something to bring the attention back to Ashley. It's just like she just knows with those two particular people, they not gonna let her keep the attention on herself too long.
Mm-hmm.
And the people like that tend to know who they can get away with stuff with a lot better with. Because Sharice gonna be a little more quiet and let you do you, and then just walk away and leave you to do you. Where Zadia and Vern will actually let me get my attention right back. Hold up.
And that has a lot to do, I don't know about her specifically, just in general, people who want that attention a lot, is there's an ego attached to some of this stuff. It's like, I want to be the one to have said the line, or to be seen, or to, you know, get the last word, or let you know that I know that. And I'm speaking from personal experience, you know, where it's like, I need you to know that I know that you ain't about to play me. You know, like there's a whole pride and ego thing attached to it. And that's probably the hardest part for people to release. Like, to go through the process of getting your pride and ego in check is probably one of the harder things to do in growth, because literally for me to be quiet was like physical pain in my body for me to be like, I ain't gonna say nothing. Now it's easy because I've did it for so many years, you know, it took years of practicing that. But people who haven't done it at all, it's gonna be really hard to practice being quiet in moments where you might be like, oh, I could say this. Like, I want to say that, to say like, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let it. It ain't even that deep. It ain't my business. It's what, you know, like, to do that. People aren't.
Question mark at the end.
Yes.
The piece be still with the question mark at the end. Piece of steel.
Right.
That's really what it is. And see, I've kind of been the opposite, where I've been quiet most of the time, and then I pop off. Like, hold up. And so I still have to find my balance sometimes on when I need to speak and where I just need to just be quiet. But that quietness, in those quiet moments, that'll give you all the ammo you need, because you let people hang themselves sometimes. People will talk until they hang themselves, and you just sit back and then be like, gotcha. That right there. See?
Yes. It's like Judge Judy, you know, when people be in there and they be going back and forth. And if you're the what's the one, if I'm the one trying to get my money or whatever, right? And you're, yeah, I'm the plaintiff, and the other person just talking back to her and she's going off. I'm like, I'm not interjecting one thing. I'm gonna let y'all have it, because by the time you get done arguing, she gonna rule in my favor regardless. It ain't even going back. You know what I mean? So some people can't do that. They're like, well, I want to still get mine off. I want to be able to say my part, you know.
That's what I say. I'm definitely on more of a Sharice type person, where it's like, you come at me, I'm gonna say something, but for the most part, do you or whatnot. But y'all know, I was not against Sharice, but I was wanting her more from her moment in that last segment and stuff. But when you pay the whole thing out, it's like, right now in this moment, yes, Ashley, you're doing too much, and let her have her moment. Stop telling her she need to calm down, like she would be calm if you shut.
That was now that was triggering. Tamika was talking about Jabari was triggering her. Yeah, that triggered the hell out of me. I was like, girl, somebody, you need a breather. Oh my God. I was like, girl, I felt her, and I could feel that. Like, she's like, I don't need a breather. I need y'all to let me be me. Like, stop. Like,
but was I tripping? Or did I hear the host say it too? I thought I heard one of the hosts tell her too. I said, oh.
I was like, you know what? Y'all, this gaslighting y'all doing. And then when she go off, you see Bernice should be like, oh my God, like, whoa. You know, and I'm like, see, don't do that. Don't do this. And then when I go off, now you want to start being like, oh my God. When I tell you, I have a story, like, in my 20s, my first husband, he was a king of, he was very narcissistic. I didn't know what a narcissist was until like 5 years ago. So I didn't know that's what I was dealing with. But he would do stuff where he would just like poke. And I'd be like, please, can we talk about this later? Because I really don't want to deal with this. I was already going through my journey in my early 20s trying to like regulate and stuff. And I wasn't prepared, because I was very on a Sharice level of like, I'm gonna be cool. And then that is that one thing, like how you were saying, right? And it would poke. I'd be like, I really want to talk about this right now. Like, whatever. I'm trying to be like all peaceful and calm. And then it's like that last poke inside. I'd be like, if he say one more thing, it's over. Like, you said one thing to me today, and so you said, whoop, and I just be like, and I go crazy, and then he'd be like, act all scared of me. And I'm like, oh, you scared of me? Like, you wasn't scared when you was poking me 5 minutes ago when I was begging you to not do this. Like, I'm trying to be better, and you bringing me in the other place. So I feel like that's what happened to her. Like, she's probably going through the journey now, you know, of like trying to get there, and she hasn't done it perfect, because you could tell even when she was sitting there with Zadia at the in the house, and they were just talking casually, and then she threw the LJ thing out there. She's like, "Okay, bitch, you did this." You know, it's like, I was trying to be cool, but now that's probably why I got blocked though, because I had to but that's kind of what I'm seeing in her. It's not that I'm saying she's doing everything right or whatever. Like, everybody gets some help, you know, in various areas. But I see the pattern of like that. You trying to like
be better, you know, than people keep.
And then you're like, I'm not all the way there, so I'm still gonna come.
Help me help you not get knocked out. Please, you know. Yes. I'm trying to be better, you know. No, we're not too far. We just giving some short little things of the whole show. We're not breaking it all down, just some small critiques. But yeah, I felt, I don't know. I don't want to say we needed a male presence to be balanced. I think we just need a more balanced presence on that stage.
Someone who should assert, but and kind of regulate and check people to a certain degree, but also have the calm spirit about them as well, right? Like, that's a fine balance to have someone be like, but hold on, because you said this, and this, but like, let's address that. Like, is that something that you
push it out a little bit? Yeah. Because I think that was a lacking out of all of this. It was like a lot of things weren't fleshed out at all. Yeah. Because everybody just kept jumping in. And in that moment, like I say, in that moment, I could see how Sharice felt ganged up. In that moment, I could see how Chris Thurston, because I can't say his name, he felt a bit ganged up on. You know, some of the men, like even Jabari in his moment, it's like he's trying to explain, listen, I will compromise for the women, but you're telling me Ben. No. Like, there's 3 Bens. I could give you one.
That was too much. I didn't like that part at all. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when what's that show? Was it Love Is Blind? One of those shows with Nick Lachey and his wife, when everybody was protesting about how she was doing on the reunion, how she was just like all on the women's side.
All on the women's side.
Stuff out and asking. That's what it was giving. It was giving a lot of that. In the way they were doing it, but I didn't like the way they did Jabari, because he wasn't even trying to come hella like chauvinistic or, you know, being like that. It's like there was other questions I could have asked him, but I don't think that Bernicia should have picked either one of the guys, regardless.
Yeah, right? No, she was right.
Yeah, she didn't need to pick neither one of them, but it was just you could see like the obvious energy there, and the way they came for him about that. I'm like, and Tamika, the host of the show, the main host, like, if you like somebody or you love somebody, you're gonna bend to her will. I was like, you're going way, like, I get what you're saying. Like, yes, you're gonna want to like give in and do things, but like, even as women, like, we don't want no dude. Well, some women do. Some women do want a man they could just punk and every single thing that they're gonna say they want. Like, to me, it's like, I don't mind. I need you to have a backbone, even when it comes to me. Now, don't tell me no all the damn time, because that's gonna get on my nerves. But you should be able to tell me no, but not all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, let me feel like I'm getting my way, even when I ain't, you know, or whatever. Like, it's all strategic. We all do that, right? Like, I will be making you feel like you made the decision, and really, I put the seeds in the ground. You know, I'm out there in the first place. Be like, what do you think, babe? You think do you think this is a good idea? Like, I had to learn that co-parenting. Like, I used to know that he don't want me to tell him what's gonna happen. I'm about to sign the boys up for this program or something.
Suggest.
I'll be like, hey, I saw this flyer. Do you think this is a good program? I'm not like, I act like I don't know nothing about nothing and make him feel like, oh, this look cool. Yeah, let's do that. And I'll be like, okay, cool. And I already signed them up. But
I mean, it feeds into their ego, and that's what they need. And it still plays into that role of what Jabari was talking about at home, it's the leadership hat. You know what I'm saying? I don't
Yes.
want to be fussing and fighting with you because you're still in corporate mode or business mode
To
or
me,
boss mode, and
yeah,
you trying to tell me how to do house stuff. Like,
exactly.
and
You
then
need
I was
to,
like, just hear
you
him
need to
out
do
on what it
this.
is he want.
Yeah, it's like that. You need to do this. You need to do that. That was something I took out of my vocabulary. It's like the way you say it. When I tell you I deleted so many text messages, where I'll be like, the first thing I'm like, I need to chat GPT back then, where I'll be like, first thing I put in there, I'll be like, how does that sound? Coming from over here, be like, what do you think about this? Like it's just changing the language and how you communicate and stuff. And I feel like they all were just like, and ready to just pounce on these dudes.
Because naturally, for the right person, you will move a lot of mountains for that person.
Yeah, because you like them.
That you wouldn't have thought you would have did or would not. But the thing is, for that right person, it's usually reciprocal.
Yes,
they're going to be moving on. They compromise, so you guys are meeting in the middle somewhere, and it's balanced. And it's like, just hear him out, because I think that's where he was getting to. Is like, I will compromise for the right woman, but that woman has to have some compromise for me. Both of Vern and him wasn't moving.
Right.
Neither one of them was going to move for the other. So that was a real
and I feel like she really liked him. And that's why when she went in another direction with him, she was sad. Like that's the first time we really saw emotion from Vern since whenever, like I was like, oh, she really did like him, but she knew that they weren't a good match. You know what I mean? And so that's how I feel like it should be, when you're like, damn, this is cool, but I know this ain't really we're not in alignment,
Right.
But then it's like she went to other guy, Tabari, and when I first saw that, I was like, that ain't it. He ain't it at all. Like, and it's not that he's a bad dude. I just knew, I'm like, from what I think that she wants, he ain't got it. He ain't got the swag, the personality. He's too goofy. She said that basically. And he tried to tone it down. Even when he toned it down, like, you're not being yourself. Like, you're not even being yourself. Like, you really want to be goofy. Yeah. So that was a whole unfortunate ending. I don't know what happened there either.
And even with them too, it's like I get what he's saying and I get what she's saying. It's, even though I wish you would flush out what she means by communication, because like he said, there's various levels to communication. If your body language is telling me you're not open to me, then why would I open myself to you? Why would I do the extras for you? And Vern need to be like, listen, I don't chase. I get chased. That's what she need to tell him. That I need a man who is like this on the chase, because that's what she wants. And that's what she was explaining when she mentions Tabari. He's constantly calling. He's constantly doing this. He's taking me out. But sometimes you got to sit back and say, why is he doing all of these things? Knowing we're not aligned. For me, it was, he likes showing you off. I don't think he likes you. But he likes the thought of a woman like you being on his arm. Because why would he want to take you to all these places knowing that you have such a strong stance on where you are?
Yeah.
Unless y'all not communicating properly and you're telling him what he wants to hear.
So what he wanted was the physical connection. Not necessarily like sex or whatever, but just like when he would get close, it was just like, she's like, get away from me. You can just see it. It's not there. You know how it is when it's the dude you like.
Yeah.
You can all up in that man's face. Okay. You gonna be
communication would not been a problem.
What was you saying?
So when you gonna call me again?
Lean in. You're like, yeah.
My girl said,
she's like,
put a whole wall.
Right. Like barrier.
Like, why is he in between me and Jabari?
Really wanted to like be over here like this. But yeah, I was like, damn. So, it is what it is. And there's nothing wrong with her not liking him, but a big part. I mean, if we don't understand that part, it's like it's kind of weird. Like to want a dude who is he has eyes, he sees it, he feels it.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, I'm not about to be just like texting heck of much, like I'm bothering you, you know,
Right.
or whatever. But also, you could be texting me too, you know. Like I know for me, I don't like to play the games, but there are games you have to play. Like I'm sorry, as much as people be like, I ain't got time for games, and I want to be well, too bad. That's just
I
how it
mean,
is.
you want to be chased, you got to be chaseable.
You
You got to
have
put
you
yourself out
gotta
there.
put it out there, and there's a way to get communication when you want it without feeling like you're doing it too much. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like oh, like how we communicate with Instagram and sending memes and funny things, and there's other ways to kind of get the communication going. Like if I just every time I'm just sending you stuff or I'm communicating with you and you're not saying nothing back, I'm like, what? Okay, now I see that I'm the only one doing stuff. That's
Yeah.
me. But if not, and you're not doing anything, then it's like, okay, somebody it gotta be like a cycle of
It got to
communication.
be something.
Yeah.
It got to be something. Even if it's hit and miss for a while. I done went through a couple of relationships where it was
Right.
that. It's like I hit you, don't hear nothing. Okay,
Yeah.
well I don't hit you. Now you hit me. Now I ain't gonna hit you back. Like like even if it's that, like it's still something. Like,
Right. And it's like, oh, and I hate the ones where you be like, hey stranger, don't say it. Don't say it. Like I will act like nothing. Like
I'm a
I
stranger.
5 days from now, I ain't heard from you, and I'll be like, you hit me up, and I'll be like, I just act like nothing. Like I will act like nothing. If I'm a
Who is
respond,
this? Who is this?
right, new phone, who did? Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have this phone number saved. That was
Who? How many times you say that name? Who?
you like, oh, okay. Oh, I think yeah, I remember you from
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh hey. Hey.
Yeah, that's the part that I had this experience just recently where the guy, um, I put it on TikTok, but it's this guy who had asked me on a date he lives in Houston and I'm in Dallas. It's a 4.5 hour drive. He has a brother that lives up here, so he was like, "I when I come up, like when are you available? I'm gonna come up, and I'll take you to dinner." And I was like, "Okay,
Mm-hmm.
cool." Somebody who I have never been out with, we have never dated, none of that, you know, none of that stuff. But he saw that I was on a show, whatever. And so I met him out of the country on a trip, like somewhere. And so he was like, I said, okay, cool. So at that point, to me, if we're gonna go out 3 weeks from now, I need communication. I'm like, I'm gonna need some communication from you for me to get excited about going out with you. That's
Yeah.
my style. Like I don't want to just go to dinner and sit across from you and I don't know who you are. Like, so there's levels to like how people want to be communicated with. And like literally it was a little bit of the sporadic going back and forth. But once I didn't text one time, like I said, I'm gonna see how long it takes for him to text me. And it was like 5 days. And then it was like the day before the date. He's like, hey, so we still on for the round? I was just like, I said, I don't know. I'm uncertain about that. Because I feel like I'm not excited about this date. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing about, you know, there's hasn't
No
been like,
anticipation built up or nothing.
but you gotta have, yeah. And it's like I get that what she's saying regarding the communication piece. But for me, I was willing to communicate with him very directly on what I wanted. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should have talked a little. Like you don't even know what I want. You haven't asked me where. I don't know where we're supposed to go. You haven't asked me if I have food allergies. Like
Right.
you
What
haven't
I
even
like.
you ain't even made a reservation. What I found out was the dude was waiting on me. Talking about I was relying on you because you live there.
But you
Excuse
haven't communicated that with
me.
me.
What? I was like, no, we're not ready. We're not ready for a date. I'm sorry because you had 3 weeks to figure out where restaurant was that up here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, nah.
Now I'm gonna ask you this question because I seen somebody say this earlier in a live, and when I was watching it, because I didn't watch it when I watched that live, so afterwards I watched it, and she had brought up a point which is valid. She said that she hadn't heard from him in 2 days. Somebody on another live has questioned why did he continue to stay in the process. My question to you is, if a person hasn't called you in 2 days and you've been complaining about their communication, why keep them in the process?
I think that this, and it sucks because I mean, for the women though, the benefit they had was they could keep getting a new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you just keep going on. Like, to me, if I was in this situation and a dude is telling me, like, I like you and we ain't talked in 2 days. Now, if I hit you up and I don't hear anything back, and there's like there's no communication whatsoever. When you come up in that house that day, I'm like, this is cool. But you know what? The type of guys I like are very communicative.
Mm-hmm.
And you clearly ain't tripping. So I'm moving in another direction. Where is the next date? Like, bring me another dude. I'm gonna run through all these dudes at this point until the end. Because there's no harm, no foul. And by the time it's over, you don't want to end up with somebody that you don't want to be with.
That part.
Like, why would I stay with someone who I don't want? Like, I'm not gonna be disgusted every week looking at you and arguing with you for what?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me see what else y'all got out here in New Orleans.
That was my thought. I was like, it seems like y'all get new men every time y'all say no. So I didn't understand.
You kind of seen all the guys the first day. You kind of had a glance of the landscape before, right? Like, that's the difference between Ready to Love. We know who the 10 are, and if we didn't went weeks, it's only four guys.
Mm-hmm.
And then you could get sent home or whatever. So I could see how people would be trying to stay in just to stay because you don't want to get sent home or something. But that like you can't read. I don't. That's a whole nother issue. But if I can go and just get another person next week, it's not. You're not getting sent home. There's nothing a threat for you to leave. You just end up without somebody and be like, it's cool. Like, I've dated all the guys and it didn't work out. So
it didn't work out.
Move, and I'm gonna go back to wherever I came from.
And me, I would have accepted that just for the fact that I know this is a quick process. People got to be on their toes, and like, no call, no show. And one day, really, in this process, you quit. Yeah. That's how I would have took it. You know what I'm saying? So that was my thing. Is like, everybody wants to keep putting it on Tabari, but at the end of the day, it was her choice to keep him. So why did you keep him for so long? Because there was a couple of times you could have let him go and you didn't. And we've seen Sharice literally let her keep her and not have anybody go.
Mm-hmm.
And then she got 2 new people. So it's not like you had to hold on. We found out you didn't have to hold on.
Yes. You could be without someone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool. But the other factor that I think people keep forgetting though, and that's only because of like Mizell and Keith saying it, was the dudes thought they was going on Ready to Love. So they didn't know they were coming to be one of many blind dates to be with only 4 women who already had been on the show. They thought they were going to New Orleans, Ready to Love.
That makes sense to how some of them was moving too, though.
Yes. So it's like, I don't. So just imagine.
Well, maybe that's why Thurston was so mad.
And I was gonna say, if you come into it thinking as Kirsten, right, and I'm gonna be like, I'm about to be one of the dudes, so I'm gonna be able to, play my game and do my thing of however he planned that to be. Then you're stuck with 4 people, and you may not really like who they put you with. Because think about it, they put you on a blind date with who they want to put you on a blind date with.
Right.
So when he got to go with Zadia and Ashley, he liked Zadia. It looked like he liked Zadia more.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, well, Zadia don't like you, so you're out. That's over. You had no choice in that. Now you have her, and this is who's gonna keep bringing you back. I mean, thinking about that.
No, yeah.
In the real Ready to Love, that wouldn't happen because the dude would just stop talking to you, and then he moved on. He's talking to somebody else. Like he's not forced to keep staying with the same person. So
yeah. We talked about that several times in the beginning of the show. It's just kind of like, I'm stuck with who I'm stuck with, and that's kind of like not fair. And do the men, and that was my thing, do the men get an option to choose back? I didn't. Where's their option to actually make the choice? Like you forcing me with this person, like
they don't. That's the thing. I don't think they get a choice. And it was like 25 guys all together, I think.
Mm-hmm.
In the pool.
In the pool, because we didn't see them all at the beginning. Because I don't remember seeing all of those.
Everybody outside the house at first, and they say y'all pick who y'all like, and that's how they all ended up on their first date. Was they all just by looks? They only could go by looks, and that's when she picked the dude with the suit. Sharice picked the dude with the suit, and then Don, and then some other random.
Ashley picked Donald, and
yeah. And so, and the dudes are not always the best selection. I mean, you got various ages, you got life situations, no people not having no job. They said a lot of the dudes didn't even live in New Orleans. Some of them was living in other places and living in Airbnb.
You just did a Ready to Love New Orleans. It'd probably been better off or whatnot, I think.
I thought that's what it was gonna be, because when they were casting for the show, I had sent it to one of my exes in New Orleans. I was like, I know you should go on here, you know. Because I was like, he would be so good. Like, I could see him working it, you know. But so when it came out to be this, I was shocked about that.
Yeah.
So I feel like they kind of got bamboozled a certain way. And then you got the women kind of be like, you're here for me. So and with that kind of attitude, you're like, first of all, sis, I wasn't even thinking about you.
Child, listen, I know we're gonna really get into it on Monday at Kojo's channel, but that part right there,
that was crazy.
That part, I see why Donna was quiet, because I'd have been ready to pop off, like, hold up.
Be like, calm down now.
hold up. I get that I am dating you, but a relationship takes two of us. This ain't all about you, baby. Like, say what now? I mean, even the host had to tell her, like, calm down in that moment. Like,
hold on.
We gonna get canceled. We about to get canceled.
I just started the show. I'm like, whoa.
Baby, she sure enough was trying to make the star of the reunion, because she was everywhere. What's that movie called? Everywhere, Everything, All Once, or whatever.
What is that movie? I know exactly what you're talking about.
She was definitely living up to that title, child. I was like, shh, you are not the host, ma'am. You're not on production. You are not the grip guy, the sound guy. Please.
There's always someone trying to take over that spot. Like at the reunions, like every reunion you'll see the thing. There's somebody who's just every scene. They say so much stuff that the camera has to get them. And it's like, damn, like you just really want some attention right now, huh?
Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I was like, Ashley, you're not here for love.
I think everybody needs to not go on TV for a while.
Yeah. Like, well, Vern, I don't know if you black by Vern, but Vern told us in her life she don't go as many shows that she want to go on. So there's that. So Vern gonna be back.
She wasn't gonna go on no more shows though. I thought she said that in there. So I mean, she could go on however many shows she want to go on.
That's what I said. She told us she gonna go on shows that how many she want to go on, and she might have some in the works. So I was like, okay, well.
Well, in the same line, she said she wasn't doing no more dating shows. So.
I guess she got something else to do.
With this, the point that I'm making on that is that you have to go back and look at everything. How did I show up? If I'm gonna do something else, I need to work on those things that I don't like about how I showed up, and correct those so that you don't have the same thing and complain about the same thing that everybody's saying on the next show, right? Like if you go somewhere else and you haven't fixed the stuff, you're still gonna be doing the same stuff, And those cameras, something about it should make, like for me, I'm gonna be watching what I say. Like we're in 2024. Everything, this is permanent. We could all go back on HBO Max right now with no commercials. Go watch season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. at any time. Season 1 was so long ago, but that footage is still out there forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I kept thinking about. I'm like, my grandkids might want to see the show. What was the show my grandma was on back in the 2000 whatever? You know what I'm saying? My kids are gonna watch this. Like people in my coworkers, and just
Mm-hmm.
working with potential clients, stuff like that. So like you got to put all that stuff through that filter too, So you want to be seen yelling at the top of your lungs and looking crazy. I don't know.
I don't know. Some people say you're gonna take me as I am, so there's that. So clearly,
I don't see what I want you to see.
right.
National TV. And in real life, then y'all can see the real me. But not on no national TV. I'm sorry.
But yeah, any final thoughts? Because I had hit the hour mark and I didn't want to be here too long or whatever.
No, it's been interesting. I'm actually glad that it's over. I feel like it kind of dragged on. It probably didn't even need to be that many episodes because it just felt like a lot of dragging. But I'm excited about the next Ready to Love coming out next week. It's y'all thought we was if y'all thought we was something, let me tell you, honey, it's about to be.
I haven't looked through the cast, and I need to look through the cast because I just realized they said it's in Fort Worth, and I got an X up in there, and I'm just like,
Dallas.
I know, but I'm just saying I got an X specifically in Fort Worth, and I'm like, oh, please don't let him be up on here because
I'm just gonna say, and I don't even know your ex, but I'm just gonna say no, that I don't see that.
I hope he not. Child, he gonna waste everybody's time. Trust me, because I know he ain't did nothing since the time I left him. So like, no.
But it's still, you know how they do it. They just changed the name, but it's still Dallas. It's the same. Like all these people were cast when we were cast.
Well, it's a Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington. All of them is still under the umbrella of Dallas. So
yeah, I know like 1, 2, 3. I know 2 guys and a girl on this current cast. So this is about to be funny as hell because I just feel like it's gonna be funny. But yeah, and they have way more drama than us.
Yeah, I'm hearing because we got one person think there's 11 women on the cast, and I'm like, so which one of production you was talking?
Wait, what?
11 of the guys thought it was 11 women to choose from, and I'm like,
oh yes.
I'm like, yes. You talking to production or something?
That was Simone. That was funny because she's like, it's only 10 women, right?
I'm like, bro.
Yeah, they did a couple of twists. They have a couple little twists in their season. But it's still just, it's the same. I just feel like we gotta, I think, and maybe they are because I haven't seen any casting calls for other seasons. I mean, other cities or anything. So I'm hoping that they take a break and regroup and reassess and brainstorm on all of these shows. Honestly, the whole thing, like, what did we learn here? What can we do different? Is it realistic? So, like, let's say they want to do guys. What are you saying? Are they gonna move to somewhere else? Like, how does that work? You know what I mean? With guys, are they all just gonna be like, hey, we're gonna have all of them in Atlanta, and they're gonna potentially move to Atlanta? Like, I don't know. So
the women gonna move to them.
Right. So it's that would be interesting. I would definitely watch a guy. I would like to see a guy one.
I think a guy's one would be nice just to see how that maneuvers and whatnot. But I know we watched this for the love of it and all that stuff, but the drama keeps it going. So I was just like, how would they do the drama? Because I'm like, the only way for the drama to exist is to put all the women in the house together or something like that, though. Like you have to have them grouped together, or you're putting them on double dates a lot of double dates. Because if they're just dating women and these women never see each other,
then
it's never going to be a problem.
Did you watch the one with Brent from Ready to Love? With the Kirk Franklin one?
I didn't watch that. I know a couple of people. I think El Cid watches it and stuff.
So how they did that one, because him and the girl were in the same house. And then what they would do is after like that week, so let's say he went on multiple dates with women, kind of like how they had them come to the house on Make a Move, but it would be an evening where all of them are hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
So all their dates are hanging out. They'll have more like group things, and then eventually they will move into the house as well. So the people who are the final picks
Uh-huh.
of all the women he goes on all the dates, and he'll like say, oh, it's 2 women. You go on a double date. You go on a date with 2 women. He picks one to come back to the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when it's time for everybody to come to the house, all the picks he made, so let's say it was 6 or 7 or 10, they all move into the house. That's how the drama was created, because the women are competing for the one person.
What you saying that what would be interesting, because we know how men like to do. They like to tell us on a solo one thing and start telling the other one something else. And when they get them in a group setting, that definitely would be interesting to see, like how let us see how men really be moving out here when they think they can't get caught.
Like at the house on the retreat on Ready to Love, right? Where if you have more women, that's kind of where the line gets drawn. I can't, because you can't do both. Like it's hard. So I feel like it's gonna be. I mean, if they would do something like that in the next one, where the women can come into the house more, that'll bring the drama part.
Mm-hmm. They have more group settings. Yeah,
they'll be competing or whatever. I don't know, because the way they're doing it is like you only have the 2, like your date and your keeper. So I guess I don't know.
They would have to, they would have to switch it up a little bit for the men, because they definitely will need more group things, because we know how men get down. They'll tell us one thing and go tell the next girl something else. So we need to see how they maneuver when they have them all in the room. Are you that Bill Bellamy type, or
you're adapted? Everybody's adapted. Right.
Are you able to flow through this room with ease, or
it's funny because like on our season, and I know we have to go, but as much as people didn't think it, me and Chris were definitely dating on Ready to Love and in the house, right? Mm-hmm. So it was funny because I was feeling like this is about to be funny, because Bill really didn't see me and Chris together. You know what I mean? So it's like once we got to the house, we were having little mini dates and stuff, like going out and doing, they didn't show hardly any of it, but other little activities that we were doing like at the house and stuff. And so like trying to maneuver, like not being, and there was this one moment where there was some jealousy because like Chris came outside with no shirt on and all oiled up. And I was like, damn, I'm like, good Lord. And it just kind of came out my mouth. And it was like, oh, you just gonna say that while I'm sitting here? And I'm just like, all this, going back and forth. It was just hilarious. So I feel like those are funny. And like, those are the moments that the people like us would want to see on TV, like the little controversies and stuff that would happen. Yeah. So I don't know. We got to see how they're going to play this. I feel like they need to definitely do a little, what did she call it? She said after, like a war room or something. I forgot what she called it, like the after.
A war room.
Well, she said after action report, where figure out what's the best way for them.
It's either that or another retreat type situation, because I think the retreat was very, very good. Just having everybody constantly there a little bit.
Hallway, down the hallways and stuff. Yeah,
that was good. So I think one of those 2 things need to happen, where it's just more, the control settings work a little bit better, I think.
Yeah, the hidden cameras and stuff.
So
it wouldn't be on that.
Then you wouldn't be able to hide from the cameras no more. The back. I told y'all, shut it up when I'm trying to sleep.
They're like Aries. She was so nice.
How you get like Tanisha off a Bad Girl Club? I ain't getting no sleep. You ain't getting no sleep.
Right. Definitely get a spin-off after that. Oh my Lord.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it, guys. We're just giving some quick thoughts real quick on the episode. We'll flesh it out some more in real detail on where we feel these people might be going relationship-wise Come Monday, y'all meet us over at Little Black Book 91. We'll be over there. I cannot give you the time, so y'all go ahead and subscribe to this channel so y'all be on it already. Y'all know what time we be there. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And Blow Black Girls, am I saying it right? Did I say it correctly?
Girls.
Okay,
Yes.
that's Aries channels. Y'all make sure you go over there and you subscribe to her channel as well. I thank you all for being here with us today. I appreciate you all. Y'all have a safe and blessed Saturday. I ain't got nothing for y'all today, so we just gonna end on love. Bye.